Now, if some of you guys don't know that Netflix has been in a feud with Cannes festival as of last year. Now, I guess release methods or issues that have been due to releasing and due to the rules and regulations that they have, so they've been having problems. So Netflix recently wanted to partner up with the Egyptian theater in Hollywood, and Netflix would use the theater to stream their movies, their documentaries, their shows. Now, I believe Netflix has a right to do this because they are not an independent. They are not a studio. They are independent. So I think they can get away with this. But now, if they do this, it would be a major move for Netflix. And as to them wanting to get around the rules to, in order to be nominated for an Oscar. Now, this topic is about two issues here. We have the feud with Cannes, okay? So we have that feud. And we also have the theater that they want to go ahead and release their movies in. Now, let's talk about aggregation and let's talk about distribution. Now, aggregation is a range of activities that bring together media content and consumers, right? So that is why they want to go ahead and do the theater, so they can get their movies out there without really the rules and regulations that they have with these festivals or these companies that they want to work with, right? So Netflix is considered an aggregator in this scenario, and hence movie theaters as well. So since we're moving on to the topic of distribution and that they want to release their movies out in theaters, now getting around the rules is going to be a little tricky for them, because in this reason they have to, in order to be nominated for an Oscar, they have to be in theater in Los Angeles for at least, I think it was 7 days, consecutive screenings around 6 to 10 p.m., something like that. They have to work with that in order to be nominated for an Oscar. And you know who's really super happy about this right now? Steven Spielberg. Because as I mentioned in the last video, he was not happy about this nomination for the Oscars. So he's kind of maybe a little bit happy about this right now. Now, the whole feud with Cannes festival is that they're actually in a negotiation process right now as we speak, but they wanted to, I guess, release their or be a part of the contest for the jury prize. And the jury prize is chosen by a handful of jurors, right? And it's selecting a movie out of the selections that they were in the contest. But in order to do that, they have to have their movies in theaters, the French theaters. So this is kind of the reasoning behind it. Is the reason why they want to get into theaters is because they want to distribute their movies and their shows to the Cannes festival, so they can enter the contest and, I guess, win this prize. Now, Netflix wants to continue to make big moves with producers and actors, and so this theater will actually help them out a lot. Now, I guess the question here is, how would they do this exactly? Because we know that they have a streaming service which they do $10 for a movie a day, or for, I don't know, 100 movies a month or something like that, where you pay $10 to watch the movies. So basically, they would probably have to release the movies first in theaters and then wait a couple months into releasing it on Netflix on their actual website. So that's kind of an interesting scenario that they would probably do in order to have this theater going. Now, one quote that I wanted to add here was a quote from The Vulture. This person who quoted it is not really released. They haven't released their name, I guess, just to protect their image. But they said that Netflix basically didn't exist when the decrees were signed. The consent decrees were to remedy anti-competitive behavior. Netflix is not a party to the decrees. So basically they're saying, hey, Netflix can do whatever they want. If they want to make a theater, they can go ahead and do that, because Netflix, I believe, was established in 1994, 1995, I think. So basically they have the ability to do this because they were not in Paramount theaters at the time that they made the decrees. So my question to you guys, is this a good idea for Netflix to go ahead and buy out the movie theater, the Egyptian movie theater in Hollywood Boulevard,